Hello and welcome to Vindigo ADL Season 1. We are just maybe about an hour and a half out of our first draft ever. We haven't played any matches yet, but we have the recap for you live right here. I'm Two Shanes. I'll let the other two people introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Hex. I am the team captain of the Peterborough Port.
Hi, I'm Panda, and I'm the team captain of Portland Pandas.
I'm the team captain of the Long Beach Lakers.
Okay, so allow me to go over the basics, and I'll go over the team captains in a minute when we are going through their teams and what they decided to draft. Uh, Basic rules are no dynamite. It was a snake draft. Doesn't really matter much right now. The round picks were randomized. That doesn't matter again. There's an exchange, which basically means if you go over to tier selection for a second, um, let's say I pick Ditto. I don't want Ditto anymore. I can use this once per draft, and I wanted to switch it out with, let's say, Lucario, and I did that. I couldn't use it anymore. I can only use this for the eighth round and once a game, like once a season. Back over to the welcome channel. The team with, oh, I almost skipped one. The battle timer will remain off. That's a pretty obvious one. The team with the most points at the end of the season will win the season. Every team will be able to face off with. It'll be best out of one round. If you lose to Hack, tough luck. Fear Pokemon are banned, so Sash, Rattata, and Endeavor Attack. Uh, like Sand with Aeron will be banned. And every team had one Pokemon in the S, two in the A tier, three in the B tier, and four in the C tier. You could use the Pokemon in the not applicable tier if you wanted to, but I didn't really recommend that. Um, there will be two matches a week per player. If you don't show up, it'll go as forfeit, and you will lose that match. Did I get everything?
Yeah, and then maybe mention like because it was you guys and someone else who just like we looked through the list of mons and we just did tiers on our own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
The
recording,
tiers
just
were
to
a
let you
little
guys
bit
know.
wonky. Some of the Pokemon weren't even tiered.
Yeah,
That kind of
Yeah,
slipped past. But I think for the most part we did a decent job. A few of the S tier Pokemon shouldn't have been there. Some should. So now we'll go.
I think for the most part you guys did a good job. The only thing is
I'd hope so.
you ranked Clefable at 17 and it's literally sitting at S tier on the viability with Corviknight
I
on
didn't know
Snow.
that.
Yeah, no,
Um,
Clefairy is heavily used right now, but I get why you wouldn't think that if you didn't look at that
yeah.
post.
All right. So for the team captains, we already went over my team, Panda's team, and Two Shane's team. So I don't know we have to do that one again. We have Krusty with the Isolvisa Vapor with Vions. We have Jake with the Bristol Breloom. Orange with the Frederick Klefkeys. I don't know how you're going to attempt to pronounce that name. With the Dallas Dragon. Sir Kill with the Dubai Dragon Riders. Wolf King with the Austin Arcanine. Sean Durkoff with the Vancouver Volcaronas. Drunyan, what the hell did I just do? With the Boston Bisharps. Get Good Mate with the retarded Psyducks. Sorry. Lethal Rift with the Georgia Gengars. I'm not going to pronounce that name with the Delhi Dragonite. I'm not going to pronounce that name either with the London Lombres. And Kenshin with the Sacramento Scissors. I'm going to delete the sheet because I don't know.
yeah. Why did that sheet just pop out of nowhere?
I don't know.
Okay,
Okay, so are we going to go over the teams now?
yeah,
It's good.
All right.
sounds
All
good.
right. All right. So I'll read off my pick. That's pretty obvious. Um, I started with Excadrill as my S tier Pokemon. It's my favorite Pokemon. Figured that if I could get Hippowdon, which I did, it could be great with Band Sandra. It could take out a lot of threats, such as, let me just list these boys off. It can deal with Duraludon, Gengar, Togekiss, Cinderace, Draco's, it could most likely deal with Aegislash, Grimmsnarl, Halucha if I run a Rock Slide, Hatterene, possibly Hydreigon, Gyarados if I run Rock Slide, Tyranitar, Toxtricity, Mimikyu if I'm not going to run Sandrush and I'm just running Mold Breaker, and Clefable. Those are some of the main threats that I can deal with. Just Chandelure for an obvious reason. I'm not going to go over all my picks, but the main gist of the team is I get Stand Up, I can get Webs up if I'm not going to run. I can do a great load of damage. I got some great picks. Set up Slurpuff. I can go in with Malamar. I feel like this do a pretty good job. I also got Silvally, which pretty solid. Next, moving on to Panda. You want to talk about your pick?
Yeah, so I chose Mimikyu as my starter, and to be honest, I did not have a plan when I was doing this. So first Pokemon that came to mind was Mimikyu. From there, I chose Espeon for the Magic Bounce to remove entry hazards if I know there's B1 coming. I'm not even going to pronounce that name because I can't even do names that well, but
Duralaton?
yeah. Dude, me and names sucks, dude. But anyways, for steel, not steel. For fairy types, also with the poison types, as Mimikyu and my Gardevoir are gonna be weak. Well, just Mimikyu is gonna be weak to poison. I have Garvino. Me in English, but Garvino. Don't judge me. But
You're gonna survive for the rest of this video, damn.
dude. But, Scarf, wearing Scarf as to catch off, get my opponents off guard, and to remove Pokemon that are going to be faster than Mimikyu.
Well, you kind of just told us.
Yeah, I did, but who cares? Ninetales. My God. Ninetales is for special attack. There's a play that I don't want to explain right now because it will be seen later on, but there's a play for it. Flygon just came out of nowhere. I just saw it was available, so I picked that up. Rotom Frost was just a ice Pokemon that I saw that I did not have, and it was electric type, so I did not have either of those, so I decided to pick that up. Sableye, everyone loves Sableye. Sableye is a pain to deal with. It's a good lead. Prankster on it, it's pretty good, so I decided to pick it up because no one wanted it. Okay, Blossom, people judge me about, but Blossom, you can sweep pretty well with it, and if you have the right Pokemon, which in this team I do have the right Pokemon to sweep with, it can be a deadly sweeper. And
Does that thing get Quiver Dance?
Yes, it does get Quiver Dance. It gets, yeah.
So, alright. Did not
Okay.
know that.
And then I have Wobbuffet. It's just Wobbuffet.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Shanes, do you want to talk about what you feel going on with the Lombre's pick?
Yeah, sure. Well, okay, so Lombre's first pick was, hold up, that's Viper's team, right?
Wait, is it?
I'll just get the.
That's
Viper Wu's team. Okay.
Yeah.
We know what kind of Pokemon experience this player has, but
well,
I mean yeah, go ahead.
Is Web Spec Hydreigon could do some damage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
I don't see much.
I think that
Claydol can get green.
Yeah, well, here's a funny thing, right? So, Ribombee gets webs and Mamoswine gets stealth rocks. So, if Lombrace is bringing Ribombee to every game, what he might probably want to do is either go Life Orb or Banded Mamoswine, because with the speed drop, he can put in a lot of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is.
Um, yeah, and then even if you bring in clear body Dragapult or whatever, it will take damage from like a banded Ice Shard. So
yeah,
uh,
that's gonna do it.
obviously it's matchup dependent. I still think like there are going to be some matchups that he probably would want rocks, but if he thinks he can keep webs up, yeah, Mamoswine and Hydreigon are going to put on a lot of work. He could go Specs Hydreigon. He could go Nasty Plot. He could do some Nasty
That's
Plot. Yeah, exactly. So, like, there's a lot he
My-
can do if he can keep the hazards up.
yeah.
Yeah.
My only questionable
Well,
pick here was
yeah.
Mawile.
I was just gonna say that Mawile is
That's an
I didn't know
interesting.
He
about
has
that one.
to intimidate users. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it does get
Yeah, I
intimidate,
think
doesn't it?
I think he
Arcanine
was
gets that,
looking
yeah.
at his team and probably. Oh wait, I was gonna say probably just wanted a steel type, but he has Cling Cling, right?
Yeah, he does.
And Cling Clang's great after a shift gear. That thing can
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah. So
Zero kills.
I feel like he's not going to use Mawile a lot. I feel like if he needs a steel type, he's just going to bring Cling Clang.
I
Because
think
why
he
would you
just
ever?
picked it up because thinking that someone else might take it, and it could be something against his team.
Yeah, there were definitely a couple people in this draft who made picks not because they necessarily wanted the Pokemon, because they had heard that someone else down the line wanted it, so
Yeah.
played a little defense that way. But
Yeah. Off me.
one pick I think is very great though is the Claydol pick,
Oh yeah.
which would have
I
been
think
the
it's
second
green.
C tier pick,
Doesn't that get explosion?
and it can spin. I
Yeah,
think it might get explosion, but
I
it
think
can
it might be
spin.
explode.
I think he's
Yeah,
going for
it's
green spin.
yeah, it gets access to Cosmic Power as well and
Oh,
Calm
yeah.
Mind.
It does?
So if it's wait, does it get Calm Mind? I
Yeah,
mean,
it does get Calm Mind. I'm looking at this it on Smongoon. It does.
can you confirm that it gets Sword Power?
Stored power? I can
Yeah.
check. Yes, it does.
Okay, so
Oh.
after a Calm Mind and a Cosmic Power, Lombre, if you're listening, you can fire off like a very powerful stored power.
Yeah.
However,
I think that's like 100, like maybe 110. I'm not.
that's
I'm
off
not.
like
It's
120.
20 plus. I think. Yeah.
Um,
I think this team's overall pretty good. Yeah, you can win
Yeah.
AV Gudra. Thanks a lot. Of
yeah, I think his first five are really good, and then after Gudra, he kind of I don't know what's going on, but but first five are definitely pretty good.
Anything?
he might not have known about baton pass being banned. He's why he went
Yeah.
for Drifblim, but we'll have to let him know.
He picked
I-
sniped Gudra from me. Right before I was going to pick Flygon. I was so mad
alright.
about that.
Rough.
Yeah, I was
All right,
like,
so are we gonna move on to the Breloom?
oh yeah.
And when you guys talk about it, because my team is coming up
I-
right.
Yeah.
All right, so you got Dracovish.
I don't know why we let
And
that
that's it.
happen.
What do you really need to say?
I mean, he can bring up webs with Araquanid, run band Dracovish. That can do a ton of damage. He could get screens up with Bronzong. I think that gets screens. I'm not exactly
Does.
sure.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Right. Qwilfish can get up spikes, like toxic spikes. I don't know if it gets normal spikes too. It might. Flapple can run. You can run a lot of stuff with Flapple.
Let me check.
Flapple's a lot better with Gigamax because it can
Yeah.
get no accuracy loss with Hustle.
Yeah.
I feel like this team's pretty solid. Lazlo can do a good chunk. Bronzong, I've already stated what I think can do. Rhyperior was questionable. Cramorant was a little questionable. Great pick.
Obstagoon is a great pick for where he got it. I actually do not agree with Gallade at where he took it.
I think he swapped that for Deblade, actually. I'm pretty sure he used his exchange to get that.
Okay.
I'm not
I
exactly.
mean,
Oh.
right, that's his first pick in B tier. So potentially, like, Dugtrio, like, Bisharp,
Yeah.
like, Lucario, some of these Pokemon I think were on the board, so I
They
don't know
were.
why you go Gallade over them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he told me a little something about he had this weird gimmick with this Glid, but I'll leave that surprise for you guys. Tushane, do you want to talk about your pick?
Love to. Okay, so I'll say off the bat. So the way we have it ordered is the draft order, right? So I was
Be
the
that
fifth pick.
Dragapult.
I have no idea why
You-
Dragapult did not go top 4. I
didn't want
have
it.
that surprised me.
I didn't want it.
words. Yeah, Panda, you didn't want it,
I-
but I don't know what Braylon were thinking.
I don't know why he.
I mean, he wanted his Dracovish. He wanted to get webbed up, and he wanted to do some damage. I see that. But Dragapult gets
Yeah,
Dragon
Hydreigon though. I don't know. Anyways,
Dragon
so once I saw that Pokemon, I knew that I got really excited once I saw that was available. I think that Dragapult is a crazy threat, just because it has the ability, like it can run so many sets competently, right? Because like obviously like sub Dragon Dance is probably what's really popular right now, but some
Spectre is
people
pretty popular too.
Yeah, it scares me.
is very popular. Band is viable.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I've seen Banded Dragapult, and there's the weird sub Hex Will-O-Wisp disable one.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, that one-
substitute,
that one's kinda-
disable?
I'm gonna let everyone know I'm probably not running that. So to me, that's
Yeah,
like kind of a
wouldn't-
waste for a gimmick on like one of the best Pokemon. But anyways, so I was very happy with that first pick. I knew immediately that I would have issues with Pokemon like Manabuzz, Bisharp, and Grimmsnarl, basically like dark Pokemon that can hit it with a follow play or whatever.
Yeah.
So I knew I wanted a fairy next round, and Togepiss, you can't Togekiss, you
Whoa.
can't really do much than that.
Yeah.
And that's another Pokemon. I didn't know what I want to run because I could go lefties or I could go Scarf. You know, there's just some nasty plot set with Togekiss as well. So
yeah, that's lefties.
I'm gonna really have my options open. Yeah. Dugtrio, I honestly just picked it because I was surprised it hadn't been taken yet. I'm pretty sure Dugtrio is like an A-tier
because
Pokemon.
you wanted to counter me.
I mean, that's always a plus, but like,
Me
I
too.
hate you.
but like, I think Dugtrio counters everyone, right? Like,
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
kinda
Dugtrio is
every-
pretty solid.
every team in this list has a couple Pokemon that can trap, and I'm sure that like Dragapult and Togekiss would appreciate it.
I only had one question.
Go ahead.
Why did you grab Beware and Grappalock?
Um, at that round, I had lost all the Pokemon that like once we got to
That's fair.
D tier. Yeah, I knew I wanted these
That's
three.
fair.
I knew I wanted Bolt, Indeedee, and Beware. I grasped the situation that was the best Pokemon available. So
Alright.
that had nothing to do with like my synergy. I don't necessarily agree with. I didn't want Runerigus, because I already had Dragapult. I didn't want to have two ghosts, but I really wanted a rocker. And at that point, Seismitoad had been taken. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so I went with my rocker first, and then I knew I could get Appleton later. Appleton is going to be my way of dealing with Dracovish.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically, yeah, obviously the last 4 picks were kind of just like, you know,
They're just there.
they're just auxiliary. However, Bolton I knew I needed because someone has Corviknight and Corviknight. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
don't
exactly.
have,
So I knew I wanted just like I feel like when you're looking at your team, you have to look like, do you have a way to deal with Corviknight? Because if you don't have like a clear check, that thing will make your day so bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. Are you ready to go to Dragapult now, or you want to talk a little bit more?
I'm all done with mine. So
Alright.
I think we can move on to
Panda,
Dragapult.
Oh god.
is this your one, Panda, or do you want me to go?
I don't care, to be honest.
All right. Well, we could both do this one
Yeah.
if you want to.
I'm probably just going to be talking
I'm
about
actually gonna
Sets.
talk about Pelipper before I talk about anything else.
Oh, yeah.
I was so shocked that he chose Pelipper.
Yeah.
Has
Incredible.
two. He has two forms of weather and
Yeah,
no
that
advantage
that kind of
either one.
Oh, yeah.
that kind of. I mean, when I'm going against him, that Tyranitar can benefit me. He might run
Actually,
Pelipper though to counter my stand, but that's a. I think
no.
I really see the Cinderace
I
pick.
see
That
why
Cinderace
he actually chose that. Because T-Tar
uh,
gets Sandstream, which would wear his team out, but having Pepper would actually remove the sand, so he has rain, which won't hurt his Pokemon.
I mean that's true, but I don't see the play in having both of them.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what
like
I'm trying to
I
figure
see
out.
what you're talking about. I see where you're going at, but why take Tyranitar if he was planning on getting Pelipper?
Yeah, because T-Tar just,
That's
yeah,
my question. I see the
Let's and
Cinderace
let's be
play.
real. Let's be real. If it was not for Drizzle, Pelipper would stay
It's
in
bad.
PU
yeah,
like he typically
Yeah,
would be.
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm not sure about having Vespiquen and Butterfree. That brings a lot of rock weaknesses.
yeah. I think he was thinking
That's
G-Max Butterfree, which is
that
not
is
allowed.
1, 2, 3, 5 out of the 10 Pokemon are weak to rock type.
Yeah,
I can bring Rock Slide against his team and just wreak havoc.
yeah,
I see the melodic play.
yeah.
Flame Orb melodic can do
Yeah,
some
that's
tanky.
actually a pretty good tank.
Hypnotic's gonna be a pain with Spore Strength. That's
Yeah.
out of the way. Pangoro can do some damage. Orbeetle's gonna get webs up.
It's me.
Klefki.
honestly, I didn't realize that Vespiquen was in Gen 8 until I read
Oh,
this guy's team.
yeah. I
Thought
forgot
we had,
I had no clue.
I thought we had not seen Vespiquen since Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Klefki's out here with full stall. Uh, Toxapex is a great stall Pokemon for all you
Yeah.
don't know. Toxapex gets spikes, toxic spikes, baneful bunker, gunk shot, haze, recover.
Scald.
I don't know if it still gets toxic with the toxic type,
I
but
can check.
Hitmontop obviously gets rapid spin. Reuniclus can set up with acid armor, do some good
Yeah, it
damage,
gets
gets
toxic
recover.
still.
Yeah, okay. That Mandibuzz gets toxic too, I think. Gets
Yes, it
knockoff, it gets
does.
defog, it gets Rotom Wash is probably just here to Volt Switch. Will-O-Wisp Fagercrest
Yeah.
is probably here for Will-O-Wisping and getting some hazards up. I don't know if it gets hazards. And Rhydon's a great Pokemon overall. With
Yeah.
Eviolite, that thing has like insane stats. Clefairy kind of surprised me. I wasn't really expecting that one. Same with Carkol, but he actually picked his S tier Pokemon last. It's Ferrothorn.
Yeah.
Ferrothorn and Toxapex core is obnoxious.
Yeah.
It's very hard to deal with
Mhm.
unless you bring the right counters. My Excadrill, I'll have no problem with that. But if we're going down to someone like the
Me.
Dragapult,
Or yeah, Dragapult
uh,
is probably
I
better.
don't see Dragapult having a really big counter to that team. Um, Someone like the Gengars might not have a good counter either. Conkeldurr could do some damage if it's running. I mean, wait, we're not getting into those picks yet. Don't
What?
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Vapor.
mean, obviously, this person wanted to go as stally as possible. Um, so like, I don't know, when people play him though, they're just gonna bring their best wall breakers
Yeah.
and like, because I told you guys like in chat, like his fastest Pokemon is like what? Like he does not outspeed like unless he goes Scarf Rotom Wash. Like this is his fastest mon. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So
So
yeah, uh, for the Vapor Wavion, this game's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I see the Clefable pick. Clefable is a great. It's a very bulky Pokemon.
Yeah.
Bisharp can do some damage with. Wait, this isn't even my turn to talk. This is Panda's.
No, just keep
I
talking.
am
I don't
sorry.
want to talk.
go for it.
Okay. Uh, Bisharp can do some damage with Sash, Sword Dance, Sucker Punch. It gets Psycho Cut. It can run Knock Off. It can run Iron Head. Seismitoad is most likely his Dracovish counter, although he has Vaporeon too. I don't know if that was to nab someone else for having a counter. if it was just because he likes Vaporeon. Who knows?
Probably Wish.
Charizard can be a Charizard isn't as good without Gigamax, but it can still do some damage. He doesn't have a actually has Torkoal, so he can get Sun Up. He can do some great damage if he's running Life Orb. He can run Scar. Whimsicott can also get Sun Up. Um, doesn't hold on.
What strikes me the
I don't know
most
why.
is-
I'm not sure why he grabbed Unfezant, to be honest. Maybe
that's-
because of his I mean, he has Whimsicott and he has Charizard.
Yeah,
I
that's what
think
I
it
was
was just
wondering.
for another flying type. He has Raichu. He grabbed Snom, and a lot of people were surprised with this pick.
Yeah.
I was not.
Wait, you weren't?
Eviolite, that you know its ability boosts special defense. If you're running Eviolite, that thing has.
Wait, with ice skills?
I'm pretty sure it's over 500, but I'm not exactly sure.
Let me check that. With ice skills, you're
It's-
talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah, it would get like 500 about.
I still think he was memeing, but
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yeah, I
That
think he
is
was
true.
naming too.
yeah.
But it's not a
Because I
bad
will
pick.
not look.
So Panda, you can take this one because I've
Oh,
been talking for a
no.
while.
I don't. Oh no. Okay.
Hey,
Okay, so-
unless Shane's wants to take it.
Yeah.
You want to just, yeah, I can just do this with Hex Panda if you don't want to talk.
Dude, I'm just
I
here
mean-
just to talk about the sets. That's
Alright.
mostly it.
All right,
You know,
bro.
that's fair. Panda, Panda can chime in whenever he wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I thought Dragon Riders had like a real interesting draft. You first is typically a great pick. In draft league. I'm not sure if it's just different in like Gen 8. Because like I know for a fact there were like a lot of Pokemon sitting on the board when he took Mew.
Mhm.
Because it's like depending on what he does with it. A lot of people will do like weird stuff like they'll do double dance Mew or like nasty plot Mew, but like obviously I think that people expect that it's like a hazard setter, and I don't know why you just like grab a Pokemon first round just to set hazards. So I'm guessing he's gonna use like nasty plot or something on that.
Is the Spore TM still in Sword and Shield?
Question.
That could be his idea. He could be running Spore webs.
Let me check that. Yes.
Not
Spore
exactly
is-
sure.
Spore doesn't
All
exist.
right.
Wait, Spore is a TM.
Yeah, it is. Should be.
All right.
You freak.
It's either it might be a TR, it might be a TR, but either way,
Might
it
be
still gets Spore.
Jesus.
Jealousent is his Dracovish counter. That's pretty
Yeah.
obvious. Skyvalier can do some actually massive damage. Scrafty is actually really solid with Dragon Dance. It can run bulk upset. Roserade is probably there for Toxic Spikes. Maybe even Specs.
Yeah,
Without Hidden
Mudsdale,
Power, it's yeah.
Mhm.
Mudsdale, I'm telling you, is a great pick because
Yeah.
Body Slam after a couple of stamina boosts is incredibly powerful.
You mean body press? You mean body press?
Did I say Body Slam?
Yeah.
I thought you meant body
Body
press.
press.
Sorry.
I mean Body
Uh,
Press. Yeah.
The Aromatisse pick caught me off guard, to be honest. I know he needed a fairy type, but that kind of surprised me.
This is one of those things where I'm just surprised where he took it, right? Because like
Yeah.
Braviary last pick, I would take Braviary way before I'd take Aromatisse.
I was going to take Braviary over Mantine. That's when I asked my Google Home.
Yeah,
and I
no,
realized that I
but
needed a Dracovish counter anyways, so it kind of worked out.
yeah, for real. But yeah, I actually, other than Aromatisse, I like Dragon Rider's last couple picks.
Yeah.
These
I mean, Roserade isn't that great without Hidden Power to back it up, but it can still do some damage.
yeah, I feel like Dazzling Gleam is really good coverage on Roserade.
Yeah.
Just get what threats it hits, but like
It's
if you like
probably just
spike,
yeah.
if you spike and they want to bring in Mandibuzz to defog, you have an option there.
Yeah.
And I think it just kind of hits another it hits a couple other pretty cool mons. So yeah, Roserade's solid. His this the bottom half of this draft is definitely really good. I'm not
Yeah.
sure about the. I mean, Haxorus is good. Rotom Heat is good. Rotom Heat is solid. I know it was very popular when
Did you know?
Galarian Darmanitan. What?
Did you know that Rotom Heat went before Rotom Water?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Really?
I'm not surprised. More people are using Rotom Heat on Showdown.
Wow.
I know it was really popular before Galarian Darm got banned because it resisted every attack that
Yeah.
Galarian Darm ran. My guess is that it's still good because of it can overheat like Corviknight. It can hit
Yeah.
Toxapex super
Speaking of
effective. Yeah.
Corviknight, the next team is the Arcanine, and they picked Corviknight. That doesn't surprise me. Um, this team is really solid. It's got Corviknight. Sylveon is always great. Uh, Dracozolt is electric Dracovish. Um, Raypion can do some damage if it gets focus energy. You could also run Agility Swords Dance. Quagsarus is
Spikes.
Oh yeah.
yeah, Quagsarus is Dracovish counter. That's Vikavolt. I'm pretty sure it gets webs. Not
Does.
exactly sure. Gigalith is interesting for me. He doesn't really have a reason to get off sand. Might have just wanted some more bulk to the team. Rotomo is alright.
Yeah.
I don't really never used it. I'm not quite sure how it works.
It's
Machamp can do some damage with Banned No Guard Dynamic Punch. That thing is terrifying. If he gets Trick Room up, I don't know if he has that way to. Sylvia might get Trick. Turtonator, another great Pokemon in Trick Room. I don't know if he has a way to get Trick Room up. If he could, this team would be really good in Trick Room. Like Vikavolt, Machamp, Turtonator.
Well, he doesn't really have too many fast mons. Drapion's pretty good too,
Yeah.
yeah.
but very, very, very tanky team.
The next team is pretty solid as well. You want to talk
Inteleon,
about
though.
this one?
I got it. Yeah, so Grimmsnarl is a great first pick.
Yeah.
Again, just for options. Screens can set. I feel like if you put a screen in front of Galarian Corsola, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would suck. Inteleon is definitely the questionable pick.
Actually,
It's good.
Inteleon is quite fast, and if it can run
Yeah.
specs, it can do great damage.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
I mean, it's a threat. My thing is, it's a UU Mon, and there were a lot of OU
Yeah.
Mons available when he
There's a
took
lot
it.
of there's a lot of Dracovish counters that can tank this thing too, so it's kind of iffy.
Yeah,
Speaking of
exactly.
Dracovish counters, Galarian Corsola.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That thing is.
Yeah.
That thing is the reason I brought Malamar, but like, in all honesty, Chandelure can deal with it too, but
Yeah.
like, I don't like this thing. It's so. Knowing Drun, he's the orange Jesus. He's gonna have some tricks up his sleeve with that thing.
Yeah.
Gastrodon is his Dracovish
Speaking of
counter.
Galarian Corsola, and RNG, I know that it says that Curse Body is 30% ability. That's a lie.
For
Like
Drun, it's gonna be like 8.
it's every other turn like that thing gets hit with the move, it'll be disabled. If you play Showdown, you know how often that thing progs.
It's sad.
It's
Can
ridiculous.
we talk about how this man picked Shuckle as number 5?
Yeah.
A C tier Pokemon as one of his level as his 5th pick. That kind of
Yeah.
shocked me.
It gets webs, but only Inteleon really appreciates it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Jolteon maybe.
Yeah, Jolteon actually.
Diggersby.
here's one thing I like
Xatu.
about his team. Yeah, he has Zatu, right? So he has one, two. He has like three hazard setters between screens, webs, and he has Zatu, which bounces the opponent's
Question:
hazards away.
does he
Go.
have a spinner, or does he just have Xatu as a defogger?
Oh no.
It's Zatu, but you don't need it. You don't need a defog. Your magic bounce
Yeah, that's true.
if you're Zatu.
That's true. That's true.
But if you're
He
against
could
like T-Spikes,
go on the. There's the odd chance he doesn't bring Xatu, but I don't know why he wouldn't.
wait, Shuckle gets Rapid Spin, I think.
I'm
No,
not
I don't
sure.
think it does.
Unless they got it in Gen A, it doesn't have it beforehand.
I can't remember if it does.
I used one actually in my sword playthrough, but that's for another time. Copper is great. I feel like this team could benefit by Trick Room as well.
Yeah, it doesn't have it.
Mm.
Diggersby could be great in Trick Room. Copper could be great in Trick Room.
Yeah.
Grimmsnarl could be nice.
A lot of
Corsola
people
could be
weren't a fan
scary.
of the Ice Cube pick, but for where he got it, I thought that
Yeah,
was a great
that's
pick.
the-
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a good pick.
Counter anyone who just like drafted like a lot of physical mons. That's a guarantee.
doesn't its ability only work in Hail?
No.
No, so what it is Hail will reset his screen. So the ice block means if you get hit
Yeah.
with the physical move, it's like Mimikyu's disguise, right?
Yeah.
So
I know how that one
you
works.
can set up like a belly drum, but then if Hail comes back on the field, it'll lose its ice block, which means it's vulnerable to any attack. Then Hail comes up, his ice block comes back on, and he can take another physical hit.
I'm actually quite sure that Ice Cube gets Hail.
Yeah, that's the
And
problem.
it does get it could set its own Hail.
But it becomes
That
really
could be,
fast when once it loses his ice block. He can go for
Yeah.
like sword stance and then do a lot of damage.
It gets Belly Drum.
Oh, belly drum actually, yeah. Just do belly drum and then I don't know if it has priority moves. I think like ice shard.
Might have Ice Shard. I don't think so. It gets ridiculously fast when it
Yeah.
goes into its non-ice cube form. So
It gets 130 base speed.
yeah, so that's like Gengar.
Yeah.
So Diggersby is obvious. It gets Steel Power. Then can get Agility. Things. Next one. This man came back late. It was picked for last. I mean, it's not as bad as the Dragonites and the Gengar. Yeah, Psyducks were late. Pick up Hatterene. I feel like this team is more of a Trick Room benefiting team with Surf, Guru, Wishy-Washy, Blade, and Hatterene. Seems
Yeah.
pretty solid thing.
I don't think he would
Good.
run that.
You could also use Oranguru as a Trick Room setter, so that
Yeah.
way, like Hatterene can just be like Life Orb for attacks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Only Hanarine would actually benefit from it because a lot of his Pokemon are like mid
Well-
speed.
Blade.
Oh right, Doublade
Blade-
would also.
Surfetch is another really cool.
Is it slow?
I think it's like 40 or 50. It's not fast at all, but it hits like a truck.
Surfetch. It's
It
65.
gets priority.
Yeah. And Sock, right? Sock is slow as well.
Sock is
85.
85.
It's not.
Sock is pretty fast.
Yeah.
All right, so I feel like we should probably hurry up on these soon. But
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk about Volcarona's team.
Neat.
So Aegislash and Ditto means that like it's gonna be really hard to set up on this person because
Yeah.
like if you're say Lombre and your counter to Aegislash is like nasty plot Hydreigon, well now you can't nasty plot because Ditto's gonna come in and hit you with a +2 move.
Yeah.
His part and I don't know. I kind of like the rest of his draft. Steelix was definitely just so he could get rocks up.
Mm.
looking at the rest of his team, Sigalith is going to be interesting whether he wants to make it offensive or do the whatchamacallit, Flame Orb,
Oh,
Cosmic
right.
Power, Roots, BS. Yeah, I hate that.
Like the trick.
He could trick it, or it's you Flame Orb, or do you even need Flame Orb? It's like you just keep Cosmic Powering and Root Sting.
Sync.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
I think it's called.
um
I'm trying
yeah,
to think
Delmise is definitely a spinner. Up, again, this team doesn't take advantage of hail, so
yeah.
Hulk. And Arctozolt is not going to be able to take advantage of Bolt Beak unless it's under Trick Room, and I don't think he has Trick Room. So Barbarical as a last pick is a great pick, though.
Yeah, it is.
Any opportunity you have to get a Shell Smasher is really good. So and I like that last pick for Volcaronas.
Yeah.
All right, Hex, you can talk about Gengars.
I might have to go soon, but yeah, I could probably the Toxicity was the last one available. That Crawdont though gets Dragon Dance. Very big threat. This Conkeldurr. Ubat gets Simple Calm Mind. Which is it's already very fast. It's stored power. And do some really big Dusclops gets Eviolite, and a lot of hits. Belgor gets Unbird. You know, Galarian Rapidash. We kind of just slapped these last four on here for coverage, as well as Delibird, Hustle, Bandite Punch, Rapid. You know, he needed Fire type, so he put Heatmore on there. Frostlass is the Ghost type. It doesn't. It has. It's just.
Yeah.
Moving on. The Dragonite, they got Howlucha Pinkard. This is like Coco Lucha, except for the Coco.
Yeah.
But that thing can do things. It's very hard to deal with under the right circumstance. Just Gengar is a great pick. What else we got here? Band Hustle Durr thing. Alchemy is very key. Rillaboom. I don't know if it gets its own ability yet, but it can set up grassy terrain if it does. Grandpa.
I don't think it gets it yet.
He needed a dragon type. We put Grandpa on there. With Cash, yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
sure. Flareon is the fire. It has 130. Pretty good.
Not bad for where he took it.
Not. And the last one is Ken Scizor. I'll let you guys deal with it.
Okay, so right off the bat, he has no defensive Pokemon outside of Garbodor. So he's gonna have to really go a mile with that hyper offensive playstyle. I think that Lucario, if he's smart, Lucario and Morpeko, one of these has to be scarfed because a lot of things can outspeed Como and Gyarados before they set up. So he will have problem with offense. Unless he scarfs Lucario or like Morpeko. Again, his defensive Pokemon is Garbodor. It's not what you want. Because if any of these people get up any sort of hazard, it's over. And all right, bro.
It'll be like
and
20.
Yeah. Thinking about with Pikachu. I'm guessing that was like a meme. I know that he picked Vileplume, Panda, because you had expressed that you wanted Vileplume.
No. So the joke
And,
was, I like Blossom a lot, so he chose Vileplume just because I chose Blossom to make me angry. I
Oh,
felt
okay.
personally attacked because he did that to me.
So he just wanted the oddish evolution.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite surprised with a lot of these picks.
Yeah.
I'm also quite surprised at how people can't spell Pokemon.
Right.
But I'm surprised with Phalanx, Morpeko, and Pikachu. And he picked up Shedinja, which I'm 99% sure is going to be his Dracovish counter.
Yeah.
Has to be.
I
Dude,
see
It has to be.
Say
a
what's
lot of
gonna have so much
potential.
fun.
but he has to run right sets for it to be.
Yeah.
Also, we
Game changer.
forgot to put Centiskorch in the tier,
Oh,
so that's a
God.
great pitch. Is probably
Yeah.
like a B tier, if not A tier, Mon. To be
Yeah.
honest,
And he just got it for nothing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, that was a
we're
good.
bad at this.
right,
No,
yeah,
it's the first. It's our first one. It's gonna be a little wonky.
Okay.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then Phalanx, like obviously, no retreat is good if you're gonna set up for the sweep, but as soon as you run into anyone with whirlwind or like an eject button, that's not gonna, fly. So, and like, yeah, he's got 2 fighting mons. He doesn't even have. Well, I guess he has Vileplume. It's like a electric counter, which is what I feel like you want to bring to support Gyarados.
He's only gonna bring that
You
out
know?
on me. That's the only time he's gonna have it out.
Yeah.
Um, it's actually not a bad team except for the a lot of rock counters,
Yeah.
a lot of ground counters. I mean,
It
ground
has
counters. I mean weaknesses. I mean weaknesses. What am I talking about? My
I don't
brain
know
is
what
just
you're
like
talking about.
it's going. My brain is going.
Yep. Okay.
Sorry about that.
he might, just because of Gyarados and Como typically play similar roles. He might go defensive Como.
That's true.
Rocks,
run
Iron
Throat Spray.
Head. Yeah.
He could run Throat Spray and just have a specially
Uh,
setting up set, or he could just run
yeah,
a physical,
that's the
but
thing.
that's not a good idea.
Forgot that's the thing.
Do you feel that with Clanger's Soul is Throat Spray really the item you want, or is it leftovers?
I'm not sure.
If you're going special attack,
I've seen
mode,
Throat
then
Spray a
yes.
lot. I see that thing a lot.
Yeah, it's for
But-
special attack.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's more of an offensive threat. I guess you
Yeah.
don't have the recovery from leftovers, but you would also probably carry Drain Punch. So if you ever hit one of those, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
You'd probably like run a mix, like physical and special.
Yeah,
I
and I feel
thought-
like it's like Drain Punch and then like Flamethrower and a Dragon move, Clanging
Probably
Scales.
like scales.
Yeah, that's probably the set.
I think it is.
Yeah,
Um.
but I don't know if I'd run that if I'm running Dragon Dance Gyarados at the same time.
Yeah.
That
Because it's like
that kind
it's
of.
like 2 mons that you have to like hope are in a position to get set up. You know what I mean?
Yep. Sableye.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
like
Prankster.
and like one of them will do. Yeah, like my thing is one of them will do the job fine. Like if you get rid of Ferrothorn, Gyarados has the potential to sweep like a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So like, you do really need Clanger's Soul Como when Gyarados is already the threat. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he just got 3 hyper offensive Pokemon and then the wheels fell off
Yeah.
at Phalanx.
Yeah. Can't believe he chose that Vileplume. That hurts me so much.
Oh, Vileplume is not a bad Pokemon in this Metro because it gets Strength Sap.
Yeah, I know it's not, but it's my rival. It's my Velocity rival.
Yeah.
I can't let this happen.
I mean,
I swear,
just
you better put me
the
in
general
first
recap.
Yeah.
It also counters Blossom because
Put me in the first round with him, and I'll show you Blossom's better.
They're actually random, so I can't
Yeah.
really set that up for you.
Vileplume counters almost every Blossom special attacking move
But
and Sludge Bomb. So
yeah.
have
I
fun
don't-
with that.
I don't want to say what my set is, but my set does actually somewhat can counter it, but it depends if I do it right.
Huh.
Right.
Well,
You better hope Blossom gets flamethrower.
Yeah, I want to have that.
I think it gets like
Oh yeah,
Uh,
might.
I think. Oh my god, I need to check this. It's not like we're gonna change it. Totally not.
uh
And I mean, like all of these mons, like everything is subject to change.
yeah,
Like with
you can use an exchange at any time. Like if I feel like, you know what, I don't want man more. Go out here and smash myself
Dude, it does
Cursula,
get a
but I'm
psychic
not gonna
move,
do
but
that.
guess what move it is?
fusion.
No, rest.
By the way,
That helps.
Yeah.
hold on.
That's
I'll
the
go
only
check if it has
psychic
any
move.
belt.
No, but I mean like changing in terms of sets, right? Because like Hex, you have drill, which you're probably gonna run with the Hippodon, but maybe if
Yeah.
you can decide like
Yeah.
if you want to go focus Ash rocks. You know what I mean? So like
Well, I could always just set up web like Galvantula, and I could run
Yeah.
Reptipin Orb,
yeah.
but
Also get the
that's
webs.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
feel
think
like-
some of these people they forgot to like get a defogger or a spinner, which is not good.
I feel like my biggest oops team was having a big rock.
Yeah.
Ninjask was interesting pick.
Okay, you want to know my theory behind? And I will pull up the set right now.
All right.
It's on my Gen 7. I mean my Gen 8 OU team. You know, Ninjask in RU.
Watch out,
No,
Baton
it's not.
Pass.
That's not.
Honestly.
Sash speed boost. You know, that's normal. Put Swords Dance on this thing. Flail,
Okay.
Night Slash, and Leech Light. Max
Okay.
speed, max attack. That thing's gonna do some damage,
Yeah, I will.
and it's kind of situational. The team I'm going.
Yeah. Should we do our
But-
predictions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, let's do that. So, who do we think is going to probably? Let's start with who do we think is going to probably win?
I'm gonna be really honest.
We
Touche.
can't choose ourselves.
Yeah.
The Long Beach Lakers are going to win. Sole purpose of Dragapult exists.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Dragapult Togekiss Kiss Core. Dragapult Togekiss Kiss Core is insane. Breloom's have the chance that win. They have pretty solid team.
Yeah.
I'm confident in my team. I hope I pull
Dude, your
top
team
3.
sucks.
Yeah, well, that's coming from the person who chose Rotom Frost, Wobbuffet, and Blossom, but I'll let you live with it.
Yeah. But I'm just,
I think that Klefki's will also do good just
Yeah.
because of
Well, yeah,
if people don't have the ability or know how to deal with stall.
if he got
It's how to use
Galarian
that.
Corsola, this team would be a lot more scary.
yeah.
But he got cuffed by Aggregus, which is still a great ghost type. But I'd say, are we gonna do who we think's gonna lose? That's kind of me.
Wait, well, I need to do mine. I think Arcanines has a pretty solid
Oh,
team
that's-
as well.
You know what? That's true.
Yeah.
Corviknight.
I'm still not quite sure about the if he can have a Trick Room setter.
I don't
But-
think he can with that
If
Pokemon.
Sylveon can get it, then he has one. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
I think-
I don't think he
might
needs
be
it.
able
He
to
can
get
just stall with Corviknight and Sylveon.
Yeah.
Like that's a great
It's
call.
true. That's true, but he could do so much more with Trick Room is what I'm trying to get at.
Dragonite actually counters all the
doesn't get Trick
Pokemon
Room.
threat in Sylveon.
That's true.
Like it could come in on every Steel and Poison type. So
Okay. Should we do who we think might not do so well?
I actually don't know. That's kind of mean, but I feel like it's gonna give them some confidence in it. They're gonna try to inspiration to try to win this season.
right, so
I'm
we're gonna say who
completely
did
honest.
worse in this draft
Yeah.
to give them confidence.
Yes.
Tension and
uh,
the Sacramento Scizors. Ken, you have no defensive mon. Other than Garbodor, which is literally Garbodor. Let me just see what things stats are. Hold on. Garbodor has 82 in both of its defensive stats and 80 HP.
Yeah.
That's not gonna, buddy. Combo is decently defensive. Phalanx can be defensive. Shedinja is alright defensively.
Yeah.
Centiskorch can be alright after a coil, but like I don't know, man. You didn't do the worst. I'm not saying your team's bad by it has its ups and downs like every team.
Yeah.
I feel like not having like the lack of defense on this is gonna
Yeah. If he
cost
brings
you.
in Shredinja against a team like mine, where I have Sableye, having like Prankster with Will-O-Wisp, it's basically a 6v5 because Shredinja
Yeah.
will die with one turn. So
I mean,
he
you
has
could
to
also
be
just
very
set up
careful.
rocks with
Yeah.
Dralodon and just let things stand no chance.
Yeah. He just has to be really
Yeah.
careful
Does he
with that
even-
Shredinja.
I
I
don't
also
know
think
if
that the
even
players who didn't make it to the draft and got like the second
yeah, like
helpings
the
basically
Dragonite,
were put in the bad.
Gengar.
However,
that,
we gave Gengar's. I mean, Toxicity is nice, but I think that like Crowdon and Conkeldurr are two of the best physical wall breakers in the
Yeah,
meta
they
right now.
are.
I'm surprised they were the last two to go,
Yeah.
Yeah,
along with Dusclops. Subat's great too.
Yeah.
Simple Calm Mind.
I know
is
that
just insane.
I know that the coach for Gengar's was like very, very, very excited to be a part of this,
Yeah.
and
And he
then
just didn't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I think that other than like those three people, like literally like the bottom right of the graph here, like I think everyone else has the tools to win a couple games.
Oh yes.
Yeah, obviously. It
Yeah.
actually doesn't really depend on the Pokemon. It depends on the experience and like what kind of sets they're planning on running. There's probably not the person memeing could have some gimmick sets that can do slug damage.
Yeah.
I
A
feel
lot of
like
these people.
Vapor Wavions can do some good things, even though he kind of memed picking up a few of his Pokemon. I do believe.
Yeah.
But I feel like Whimsicott
Oh yeah.
do some can
Something
definitely
can
have
do a
some
lot of
shenanigans.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of these people.
I honestly too like Seismitoad can like toxic solve so many team
Yeah.
comps.
Yeah.
So
You could also
yeah.
run a Solvest.
A lot of these people do look like they have experience, but I know there's a few that are like this is their first draft, and looking at their team,
Yeah.
it's actually a not bad team. It's actually workable, except for
I
Ken. So
feel
cough.
I feel like this just about sums it up. Um, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this as much as we did making it. And we'll keep you posted with the game, the matches, the if anything changes. We'll post a link to the Discord server down below if you want to watch the battles live. And yeah, see ya.
Bye.
Good one, guys.